Hey guys, Ian and Craig from HubShots, and today we are going to talk about cookie settings affecting attribution. And this really came from a customer of ours that we've been working with on our HubSpot coaching. And they were running a lot of traffic on Google ads, Facebook ads, and they weren't seeing proper attribution. So we have kind of really done a big deep dive. Well, Craig has done a really big deep dive and worked with HubSpot technical support to get to the bottom of this. So I'm just going to share our screen so you can get a sense of what we're trying to do. And in here, firstly, thank you to Mun from HubSpot technical support, because she or he have really helped us sort this issue out. So Craig, do you want to take it away? And I'll just share the screenshots with what's going on.
Yeah, so and you're right. Just to set this up, this is all about attribution. So they're doing a lot of Facebook ads, a lot of social, and they know anecdotally that they run Facebook ads, their sales go up. They're in retail, by the way, and if they turn them off, then their sales go down. So they know Facebook is a big attribution of customers and revenue. Yet they're not seeing that reflected in HubSpot. And so there's been a whole bunch of actual various things that we're looking at, tracking parameters and all things like that. But one of the things we wanted to highlight was this cookie settings. And thanks, as Ian said, to Mun from HubSpot Technical Support for highlighting this to us. But what's happening is this particular business, they have their cookie policy on, even though they're in Australia. And so they're getting that little cookie pop-up. Now, if the traffic is in app, a lot of it's on mobile, so you're in the Facebook mobile app, you click on an ad or a link on social in Facebook, it opens in-app, so that in-app browser. And unless the actual user clicks accept cookies, that tracking is not actually taking place. HubSpot might know and can see it, but it's not actually going to keep that against the contact record. So as we know, Facebook's tricky in its own right. There's whole iOS changes and a whole raft of things. But this cookie thing is one of the simplest things you can do to help with attribution. So what's the solution? The solution is to turn this cookie policy off. Now, that actually depends on where you're located. In Australia, where this business is, there is no legal requirement to show cookie consent pop-ups. And in fact, in many countries around the world, that's the case. I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but yeah, just turn them off. You actually don't need to show cookie pop-ups. Everyone hates them. They serve no real purpose. Of course, if you're in the EU or California or areas where they are required, that you've got to get legal advice for that. But most people have these cookies consent pop-ups turned on when they're not actually needed, and it's affecting attribution. And the way you'll know if this is a problem, if you do have these cookies on and you're doing Facebook traffic, is if you go into traffic sources and you see a lot of traffic ending up in direct and a lot of customers ending up in direct as a source, direct traffic, and therefore revenue and direct, you know there's a problem with the attribution. The first place to look is this social and in fact paid social. So that's the summary. If you're in a location where cookie consent pop-ups aren't required, turn them off. We did this, I think this screenshot is from our own Zen portal. We have a bunch of sites. We turned all these off years ago. If you're like me and when GDPR came on initially, you probably thought, oh, I had to put them on, and that's why we actually had them on. We had them on for a while. A couple of years ago, we realized actually legally we don't need to, so we turned them off. Now, there's actually a little caveat on this, Ian, though, because a lot of our listeners are actually in some of those countries. There's a HubShots one we might actually have to tweak and show in some countries. So apologies in advance to our European listeners if you suddenly see cookie pop-ups on the HubSpot site. Sorry, we all know they're useless and they're just a frustration, but that apparently is what we call progress in privacy protection, Ian. I won't rant anymore on that, but the takeaway here, if you can turn them off, and you'll see attribution improve overnight.
So if you've got attribution problems in your HubSpot and you don't know what to do, or you've got, firstly, go to HubSpot support, because they're a great sense to get a start on. But if it's more complex and you're using paid advertising and more channels, then please get in contact with us. We'd love to help you out.
I'll just say one more. This was only one of the things. There's a whole bunch of things we found, especially with traffic from Facebook. If you've got shop catalogs, they come through as direct. There's a whole bunch of other things to dig into. But cookie, by far, that's something that just about everyone can action today.
Well, enjoy your HubSpot, everybody, and we'll see you next time.